Oh, we are so back. What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be talking about all the Demon Slayer news that just came out yesterday, and of course this is just an announcement of an announcement, so I'm going to try and make this video fairly quick, but what I want to do is talk about what was said and then kind of give my predictions and that sort of thing based off of what was said and what was announced. And of course all my predictions will be based off of what they've done in the past and that sort of thing, so I will be making educated guesses about what happens, but at the end of the day my guess is as good as yours as to everything but the thing that they said they would be announcing. So we're gonna dive right into it, but before we do, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment your thoughts on what's gonna be happening on March 1st. And also don't forget to follow me on my socials. I am at Hannah Malay on Instagram and at lookingnerdy on TikTok and X. But with that, let's go. And I just want to first point out that this is coming from the official Kimitsu Twitter account, which means that this is absolute fact. This is really the only source that I will ever use as a, like, this is actually happening, obviously, because this is the official Twitter account. But they are always the one that makes announcements. They do the same thing every single time. And they always do say, like, hey, we're gonna announce something soon. Like, they let us know. They give us a few weeks notice of when something big is gonna happen. So yesterday they tweeted, the domestic release date of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie Mugen Castle, will be announced on Saturday, March 1st at 7 p.m. To announce the release date, it has been decided that a squad gathering will be held, which will bring you special programs and events related to the work. So really quick right off the bat, I want to specify that in this initial tweet, they very much specifically say the domestic release of Infinity Castle. So that obviously means Japanese release date. That does not mean anywhere else in the world, because domestic for them is Japan, since this is a Japanese production. So I want to make that very clear. This original tweet just says that it is releasing the release date of the domestic release. I just said release 3 times in a sentence, which is kind of crazy. But that's like the first thing I want to mention, is we very well might only get the release date in Japan. So right off the bat, don't get your hopes up way too high. I am going to bring up why I think they still might release a lot of other stuff here just because of some other announcements, but right off the bat, just the domestic release, okay? All right. Also, 7 p.m. is 3 a.m. my time. Yay. So that was the initial tweet. Now, if you click on the link in their tweet, it brings you to the official Demon Slayer website where it has some more information. And this is what I really want to get into, because I feel like this is where the bread and butter of why I'm excited is. Obviously, I'm already excited to know at least when it's releasing domestically in Japan, because we know that we're gonna get it not that long after. There was a 6-month delay in between the domestic release of Mugen Train and when it came out here in the States. However, the domestic release of Mugen Train was in 2020. What happened in 2020, if you catch my drift? COVID. It wasn't surprising that that was such a long delay. Also, Demon Slayer is exceptionally more popular now than it was for when the movie got released, so we can expect not a 6-month release. I could be wrong, but I'm not expecting a 6-month delay. So when you click on the link, it takes you to a time schedule. And guys, this is like a day-long event from what I can tell. So it does not give a timestamp of when it initially starts. It just says that the domestic release date of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie Mugen Castle, will be announced on Saturday, March 1st at 7 p.m. On that day, we plan to hold live broadcasts and events where all the core members will gather together in various situations. We will be holding programs and events, and we hope that everyone will get excited as we approach the latest information scheduled to be released at 7 p.m. So there's a bunch of stuff happening before 7 p.m. Some local events are also planned, so we hope you enjoy the day with the core members not only learning about the long-awaited latest information, but also the journey leading up to the announcements. They're doing a day-long event is what I'm assuming. It says opening ceremony of the core assembly. The opening ceremony for the day will be held, and this will have Natsuki Hanai, the voice of Tanjiro, Akari Kito, the voice of Nezuko, Hiro Shimono, the voice of Zenitsu, Yoshitsugu Matsuoka, the voice of Inosuke. Again, it doesn't say a time of when this is specifically starting, but sometime during the day in Japan, which will be the middle of the night here. Live broadcast of the mini corps reunion parade in Ikebukuro. The mini Taishi will be appearing in Ikebukuro, Tokyo. Please come and meet the soldiers. Cast is Mini Taishi, I don't know what that is. Venue is somewhere in Ikebukuro, so they're keeping it kind of under wraps. This is like a surprise. I don't know what Mini Taishi is, so, and I'm going to Japan, but I won't be in Japan on March 1st, so this doesn't really apply to anyone who's not in Japan. It says that the venue details will be announced at a later date, and part of the event will be broadcast live, so please note that customers in the venue may be captured on camera. Okay, the next one is Hiroshimono and Yoshitsugu Matsuoka Training Part 2. This is really funny. So Part 1, the second installment of the special video project where they take on the challenge of training. Together with the two of them and other members of the Corps, so there might be more voice actors there, they will attempt to eat a total of 1,000 bowls of wanko soba. I don't know exactly what wanko soba is, but that sounds interesting. They're having an eating contest, which is so funny. Part 2, and it's not just the two of you. You in front of the screen can also be a soldier. 80 people who applied in advance will be selected by lottery to be invited. We will have to eat, okay. That doesn't really apply to us. That's just something in Japan. So if you're located near Ikebukuro, go for it. But I will not be in Japan on March 1st, unfortunately. Next is all member rank promotion test. We will be conducting a test to test your knowledge of Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba. All participants will receive a gift. Please come along and participate. You can do that on the day. I would love to join this if I can. I probably can't because it's probably only for people with like a Japanese IP address, and it'll also probably be happening at, I don't know, like 10 p.m., 11 p.m. my time. So that would be fun. I could definitely win that. I've never lost a Demon Slayer trivia. I've literally always come in first, even if it's against 40 people. I don't know if I should be proud of that. Okay, anyway. So that's all before 7 p.m. Japan time. Now, as a reminder, Japan time, 7 p.m. is 3 a.m. my time. I am 16 hours behind Japan, so 3 a.m. is 7 p.m. there, which is wild. Okay, so it says at 7 p.m., new information announced for Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the movie Mugen Castle special program. The release date for Demon Slayer has been announced, and this is interesting. They have the voice actors for Tanjiro, all of the Hashira, except for Rengoku, RIP, and the voice of Muzan. So there's in total 10 voice actors as a part of this, which is pretty freaking cool, if I do say so myself. This is just when they said they're going to be announcing that. Then, this is the bread and butter. This is what I want to really talk about because this requires some digging deep, and this is where I'm going to be making my predictions. We have Demon Slayer TV The World, a special program introducing the latest information, and that is starring Natsuki Hanai, Akari Kito, Hiroshimono, and Yoshitsugu Matsuoka, so the Kamaboko Squad voice actors. So this is what I want to talk about, because if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know that I always mention that Kimetsu TV, aka Demon Slayer TV, is when they make announcements. I've always said, if you are seeing some random anime account, even if they have thousands of followers, say that we're gonna get Demon Slayer news at Jump Festa, or at Anime Japan, or at insert random event here. I always tell people that's probably not true. They make announcements on Demon Slayer TV, Kimetsu TV. And that is what seems to be true here. Now, of course, this is like a whole event announcement. I don't know if these are airing simultaneously or anything, but Demon Slayer TV The World is always where they release trailers, where they just go over a bunch of different announcements. Now, The World. That's a very important piece to this because they have only done Demon Slayer TV The World once before, and that was when they made their first announcements regarding Hashira training. And what Demon Slayer TV The World was at that point in time was they were simultaneously broadcasting this across like all Aniplex YouTube channels in all the languages that they have set up. So Aniplex USA was broadcasting it at the same time as it was broadcasting in Japan, but it had English subtitles, and it also had all of the trailers that they were playing during that event in English already. And at the same time, during that, because they specifically broadcasted it across all of these channels, which they don't always do. Kimitsu TV is not always the world. They've only done it one time before. Like I said, when it's just Kimitsu TV, it is only on the Japanese Aniplex channel, and they usually only announce things that really apply to Japanese fans, along with maybe an additional promotional reel or that sort of thing. But when they did the world last time is when they announced a world tour, when they announced the release season of Hashira training, which applied to everyone in the world, and they released information that applied to everyone, not just people in Japan, where it's like events that only you can only go to if you're in Japan. So, do I think this means a world tour? I don't think this means a world tour. I would love a world tour, honestly. I keep saying this, but I would spend money just to see the season finale of Hashira training in movie theaters. I wouldn't even need to see like a sneak peek of the new movie or anything like that. That season finale was insane. Everything about it. The animation, of course, was like top tier. The music, the voice acting, everything about it, like the excitement, the intensity. We're starting the final arc. That was incredible, and I would pay $15 just to watch that on the big screen. But what the world tour usually is the last episode of the previous season and the first episode of the next season. But in this case, we don't have a season, we have a movie, so I would be assuming they would play like the last episode of the season plus, I don't know, a 30-minute sneak preview of the movie. I don't know exactly how they would do it. I don't know if it's going to be a world tour. It very well could be. That could be their plan, because this lines up time-wise. I mean, when you think about it, the last 2 years that we got a world tour, it started right around now, February. The new season started in April or May. Like, let's say we have an announcement on March 1st that there's going to be a world tour, which would be about 2 months later if we go according to the timeline, because the last two times the world tour started in February, they announced it in December. So let's say they announce it in March. That would mean that it would be starting in May or late April, and then it would be 2 to 3 months, which would put us roughly July or August, which, if that September 12th date for US and Canada release is true, that kind of makes sense that this movie would come out roughly 1 to 2 months before it hits theaters in the US. So the timeline does check out. If they were to announce a world tour here, it starts in late April or early May, and they tour the world once again. They have one in LA, they have one, or maybe they pick a different city. They've done LA, they've done New York, maybe they do, I don't know, somewhere in the middle, Dallas. I don't know. They could very well do that. So that's a possibility. Do I think it's a good idea? I don't know. Because my problem is, every time we've had a world tour, when it hits countries outside of Japan, people like to complain about it. And it's really annoying. It is what it is. But people complain about it. They say that it's a scam because they went to the theater thinking it was a full movie and it was just recap, and people will lie because it's not just recap, it's literally 50-50 split of recap and new content, but we're not going to go too deep into that. On top of that, this year, people already know that the new arc is going to be a movie because they've announced that, so the people that don't really pay attention and just see Demon Slayer and say, okay, I'll go, are more likely to just assume that it's the movie rather than the world tour, which would be something different. So they're probably not thinking about that though. Like, they don't have that issue in Japan. People don't complain because they've been doing it for a long time and they do their research, unlike here for some reason. So I don't know if that's gonna stop it from happening, but it could very well happen. I'm 50-50 on this meaning a world tour. I think the more likely thing would be that they're gonna announce the worldwide release dates of the movie during the world. So we're first gonna get the domestic one at this first initial announcement, which has all of the voice actors. And then during Demon Slayer TV, the world, which I would assume comes right after that, they're going to announce the dates worldwide. And I think that it is very likely that because it's a movie event, they are still going to announce premieres. Because the world tour, while it went available to theaters countrywide and in the States, they would have a special premiere event. The first year was in LA. I went to that. It was amazing. The second year was in New York. I didn't go to that. It's way farther away from me, and I was sad. But I do still think that even if there's not a world tour of the recap plus a sneak peek, there could still be a world tour of premieres for just the movie itself, if that makes any sense. So I'm just thinking out loud at this point. This is a very conversational type YouTube. So I think that it is very possible that that's gonna happen, where they're gonna announce the domestic date in this one thing, and then they're going to do Kimitsu TV The World, that will be, you know, available in all the languages immediately because it's pre-recorded, it's not live. And they're going to, like, the Aniplex USA channel is going to play the trailer for Infinity Castle movie with the US and Canada release date, and maybe with information regarding a premiere that people can buy tickets to, and that sort of thing. That is my main assumption of what it's going to be. Because it is specifically Kimitsu TV The World, I do think that we're getting more than just the domestic release date during this. This is, I've never seen them do something like this where it's a full, it's a full event. Like, it is, oh my goodness. I don't know how long it's lasting in the day because the only timestamp is when they make the announcement, which is 7 p.m. But it's a full event because there's still one more thing after Demon Slayer TV The World, which I'm actually kind of interested in. I definitely will try to find a way to watch this. And it is Natsuki Hanai, the voice of Tanjiro Kamado, plays the opening part of the solo play mode of the new game Demon Slayer Kimetsu no Yaiba, the Hinokami Chronicles 2. So for those of you who don't know, okay, you probably know if you've been watching me for a while, he's my favorite voice actor. I love him. I try to keep up on all of his animes and all the stuff that he does. He has a gaming channel on YouTube that has over 2 million subscribers. Like, he is a gamer, like a streamer. And I like to watch it for, like, Japanese lessons and that sort of thing. It's really good for me to just constantly listen, even though I'm still not picking up on probably more than 10% of what's happening. I can continually listen and immerse myself. Anyway, he's a gamer, and him playing the first part sounds like a lot of fun to watch, personally for me. That's just a me thing. That's because I'm a huge fan of his, and it'll be fun. It'll be cute. He'll be, like, silly and stuff, and that'll be fun. I don't know if they're going to announce the release date of the Hinokami Chronicles 2. All we still know is 2025, and they're not specifying that they're going to announce a date for it, so I'm not assuming that that's going to happen. But yeah, that's what's happening on March 1st, which is technically probably going to start late on February 28th for us in America and go until the wee hours of the morning on March 1st for us. So essentially, if you're crazy like me, I might wake up at 3 a.m. I get up at 4:30 every morning for work, so 3 a.m. is only an hour and a half earlier than that. I'll just go to bed an hour and a half earlier, whatever. I might get up at 3 a.m. to watch it, TBD. I'll figure that out when we get closer to the time. But if you're not crazy like me, this video is so not, like, I'm not scripted, I'm just talking to you guys. If you're not crazy like me, you will wake up in the morning and you will have Demon Slayer news, which will be fantastic. So this is gonna be pretty cool. I genuinely, I'm not sure what their plan is, but I do think since they're doing The World based off of the one time they've done it before, which The World means that they're broadcasting it in other languages. Like, if it didn't say The World, that would mean that they weren't, but they are, which means that there is going to be information during this that is going to be prevalent to people who are not located in Japan. Like, that's kind of the precursor to that. So, honestly, whether it's a world tour or a premieres for the release of the movies, I will be down for whatever. I'm going to keep you all updated, of course, especially if I get up at 3 a.m. You best believe that I'm going to be trying to record really early and just getting it uploaded as quickly as I can so that you all can get firsthand information about what is going on and what we can expect. So, that being said, I think that's it. I don't really have predictions for the actual release date. We already know that there was that information that went out about September 12th for US and Canada, and it wasn't really a leak. It was that website that has box office dates and times. I did confirm with a friend of mine who, like, works in the industry that is a very legit website, and that should be true. So I'm kind of expecting it to come out on September 12th, but I don't know if that's the premiere date or if that's when it comes out nationwide. I would assume it'd be the second one, which means if they have like a special Hollywood premiere of it, that would be, I don't know, first weekend of September or something. So yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot to talk about, but that's kind of my prediction. So I'll let you all know, like I said, what happens, and definitely keep an eye on it. I would definitely say also, watch the Kimitsu TV The World. Oh, final thing. Side note, I think they'll probably announce Kimitsu Festival during Kimitsu TV. A special program introducing the latest information. There's usually all kinds of announcements that they make there. Not like the big one is always the release date of a new season or something like that. So like that'll definitely happen, obviously, because they flat out said that that's going to happen at least domestically. But I think they might announce the dates for Kimitsu Festival. So everyone light a candle, say a little prayer that it is in April, first of all, and that it's hopefully not one of the weekends that I'm supposed to be on the other side of the country and I have to completely change all of my hotel reservations. I will do it. I already told my husband, I'm like, if Kimitsu Festival happens while we're there, which is where they do the live reading of the previous season, I don't care what we have to do. I will move heaven and earth to go and see that. And he was like, oh, I understand. I know that's really important to you. So we could be in freaking Okinawa and we'll just fly back to Tokyo. Screw the beach! Go to Demon Slayer! Oh my god, okay. This video is so... I hope you guys enjoyed this style. This is much more podcast-like, but anyway, I think that's it. I think that's all I wanted to go over. So I'm gonna close out the video there. I'll keep you all updated. I'm very excited. It's time, guys. It's time to see what's gonna happen here. So don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and also turn on the notifications so you get notified when I post a video about what happened. I will be as quick as I possibly can be with how early this news is coming out. We'll see. Maybe I'll even make a video not wearing makeup. Well, we'll see if I'm brave enough for that. Also, follow me on social media. I'll be posting all about it on my Instagram story at Hannah Malay. I'll also be tweeting about it on X. Looking Nerdy on TikTok and X. TikTok will get some videos about it as well. So if you want to just make sure you know exactly what's going on without having to go to the source, I will do that for you so you don't have to. Just follow me on all of my socials. They'll be in the description. But with that, thank you so much for watching. Sorry for the style of this video being so crazy. And I will see you all in like a week and a half. Bye!